But let's talk a little bit about our first match, which is going to be, like I said, Radiance White versus Wildcard. So for Radiance White, we've got Kaba K, Jax, Firefox, and our Reaper. So the captain, Kaba K, not having the greatest of starts. No goals, 0.5 saves, 0.33 assists. And the team overall for Radiance White struggling as well. No player averaging more than a goal per game. Jackson, Firefox are almost at a goal per game, and Reaper almost at 2 saves per game for those categories. And because there's not a whole lot of goals, there's not a whole lot of assists either for this team. So only 0.7 assists per game on average for this team. And the results reflect the stats that they've put up as well. The Radiance White currently 0-3, only 12 goals scored across the first 3 weeks, and a 10% game win percentage. This puts them pretty close to the bottom, if not at the bottom of their division. They got 3-0'd by Monkey Business during week 1. Got 3-1'd by Spiral Esports Aces in week 2, and then lost 3-0 to Beers. Is that, I don't know what that, Beers, Bongs, and something. I can't tell. I can't tell. Beers, Bongs, and Burgers. Okay. So definitely a nightmare start for Radiance White, but maybe this is the week that they'll turn it around. They will have to get past a Wildcard who's had a somewhat indifferent start to the circuit. Certainly better than Radiance White, but still indifferent probably from their eyes. They started off great with a 3-0 over No Boost Crew to start things off, and then a 3-1 loss to Monkey Business, and then a very close 3-2 loss over Busak. Means that Wildcard are currently 1-2 on the circuit. 2.92 goals per game, 2.5 saves per game, 2 assists per game, all respectable stats from this team, and they certainly keep their matches competitive. And I'm sure last week they might have felt unlucky to not have walked away with the win there, since it went all 5 games. But Kayamir, Bolts, Inriza, and PDJ representing this Wildcard team, and they're here to try to go 2-2 tonight over a Radiance White team that I'm sure that they'll feel confident about beating. So all of these players averaging almost a goal per game. 1.08 for Kayamir and 0.92 for both Bolts and Inriza. Bolts certainly the defensive rock with over a save per game, but Inriza not too far behind them, 0.83 saves, and Kayamir 0.58 saves to supplement their teammates. But Inriza seems to be the playmaker for this team, 0.92 assists per game, almost double what Bolts and Kayamir have combined. And we haven't seen PDJ. They're a tier 5 player, so really probably just going to be an emergency backup for this team in case one of Kayamir, Bolts, or Inriza can't make it. But we'll see. Maybe they'll make a surprise appearance at some point. And I don't have any word on which 3 players will be representing Radiance White tonight. So we'll have to see which 3 players come out. We're missing somebody? Oh no, we have everybody. Okay, we're good to go. So we got Radiance White versus Wildcard here. And oh my, that is a beautiful start. I just upgraded my RAM today, Gave it an extra 4 gigs, and for those of you who have been here before, I'm sure you remember the frame drops that we get at the beginning of each match, but not this time. This time we are good to go, and I hope it stays that way. But Kaba with a good bicycle save, and they're going to try to latch onto this one. Can't quite get it. Firefox going to take the shot. It's on target, but a great save from Bolts pushes it into the corner. Kaba going to turn on it. Oh, they got stepped on by Bolts, so they weren't able to follow it in the air. Bolts trying to redirect that one on target. They'll follow up, and Firefox going to clear it out to midfield. Going to get a follow-up. Push off the backboard. Eclipse is up for it. Firefox going to turn on that one, allowing Kaba to stay in the backfield, and they're going to latch onto it now. But a good... that's a good clearance from Radiance White. Firefox pushing this one to the side. Going to try to follow it up. They can't, but they do get the corner boost instead of the Wildcard player who's trying to starve. Eclipse going to do that same thing to them. Take their corner boost. Oh, and Bolts is going to get us started with the scoring. And Ryza putting that one off the back post, and then Eclipse getting the touch, but and Ryza still getting a tiny back touch towards Bolts, who shoots it, gets it on frame beyond that front post. And Wildcard now up 1-0. Eclipse following this one, looking for the double tap off the backboard, and they're able to get the touch, but not able to keep it on target. A very close retaliation from Radiance White. We'll see if they can continue getting opportunities like that, or if Wildcard are going to show us those 3 goals per game that we saw on the stat sheet. And Ryza picking up this one just beyond midfield, trying to get it back inside, but it's going to be a little bit too far for Bolts, so Kymir is going to come back instead. Eclipse booting that one downfield, though. It's off the corner. Firefox trying to read this one, but they just can't get there before Bolts can. Bolts getting a dunk on Kaba. What can Eclipse do here? They're going to get 50'd by Firefox. But Wildcard still keeping it on the side. It's off the back post. And Kaba is able to be there first. Bolt's trying to keep the pressure on in the blue half, but decides against diving in for it. And Ryza dodges a demo there, and Kymir able to come back in. Ryza going to follow this one at midfield. It's 50 laterally, so Eclipse touching inside. Tries to pass it to Kaba, but Bolt's there for the interception. It looks like Fire gonna send it across. Eclipse sending it downfield, and well, this is a weird touch from Bolts. They're gonna have to send it across, but there's a couple Radiance players just waiting for it. Well, and great infield pass there from Radiance, but nobody there to latch onto it just yet. Well, it's a good dunk from Eclipse, but it's a bit wide. Kaba's gonna try to keep the pressure on. It's a good little spurt of possession from Radiance White, but can they make it count? Do they bring their shooting wheels with them today? Coming into the final minute or so of this match, Radiance White still without a goal, but still very much within. Oh, that is a great clear from Firefox to read it off the backboard. But Wildcard still with only 1 goal, still within range of being or of allowing an upset or allowing a comeback. Trying to find the right words there. Well, it's able to get it past Firefox, but Kaba puts it off the back wall. Oh, that's a shot from Radiance White, but it is wide. Kymir out to Bolts. Oh, but Bolts back puts on the follow-up. It's a good 50, though. It's still off the backboard. Eclipse awkward, but still able to get the touch. Resets off the backboard and is able to get the follow-up out to the orange half. Oh, a shot from Kaba, but it's saved from Bolts. 30 seconds left. Wildcard hanging on to the clean sheet. But Radiance White slowly growing into this game. Kymir can't get it, or can't get around it. And Ryza gonna come in, and 21 seconds left. 2-0 Wildcard. Able to hang on after Radiance White had so many opportunities and so much pressure. But with just a couple seconds left, they're able to double the lead. And it looks like they're going to end the game here. It's a good demo from Kaba to try to open up an opportunity with a couple seconds left. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to try to take away the opportunity. But, oh my goodness. That bump. I don't know how Bolts just absolutely yeeted Firefox across the face of the net. I don't know how that happened. But it ended up ultimately being a great pass from Bolts to their teammate. And certainly putting the nail in the coffin. The third goal as they keep up just about with their average scoring rate for the circuit. Roughly 3 goals per game. I do like that Wildcard has all matching PFP. It's different colored backgrounds, but they've all got the Wildcard logo going and the Wildcard club name as well. So bonus points and bonus respect for them for being able to match entirely. Radiance White, 2/3 of the way there. They got the Radiance logo, the exact logo actually, same colors and everything for Eclipse and Firefox. But I'm not sure what that's supposed. I think that's supposed to be a character from, or it looks like a character from The Amazing World of Gumball, but I honestly can't tell really. It could look like a super buff version of like the Rabbit Dad, but I really have no idea. Who do I think is gonna win? Well, if we're looking back at the stats and the records of these two, I have to say the favor is slightly in Wildcard's favor, but officially I've got to be indifferent, so I don't have a preference for who wins. I just want to see some great Rocket League. And ultimately I like seeing game 5s, so I hope that it's close overall. But if we're going based off the stats, it looks like Wildcard has the slight advantage. But we'll see. By the way, I gave that one guy Xnon's settings in the end, so all good. Oh my. I remember he was desperate for those settings. That's funny though. Chimera able to get this one past Kaba, who didn't read that touch well off the back wall. Bolts getting the save, but it's going straight to Enriza, and it's going to the top corner. Firefox gonna earn the goal, the goal credentials for that one, but ultimately it is a Wildcard team own goal. Bolts getting that save, hitting it straight to Chimera. You put it top bins. So Radiance White handed a goal there. We'll see if they can make it count and hang on to it. Perhaps build off of it as well. Try to build a couple goals and extend this lead over Wildcard. Bolts a good dribble play. It's off the backboard. That is a great pass infield. And Riza there to put it into the back of the net. A fantastic dribble from Bolts. Getting it past two and putting it right on top of that boost in front of the net for Riza, who buries it. And that Radiance White lead lasting not even 30 seconds, it felt like. Probably wasn't 30 seconds. Bolts trying to latch onto this one. Firefox gets a touch. Bolts to the midfield, or to the center, and Riza there once again. 2-1 Wildcard. 2 goals within less than 15 seconds. Bolts the playmaker on both occasions, and Riza there this time. Actually, this time, once again, they now have a brace. Eclipse putting that one downfield, trying to follow it up in the air, but Chimera is forced to send it to the side. Bolts gets bumped way downfield, so Kymir has to follow this one. And eventually Firefox is going to get the 50. They do 50 it with Inryza here as well, so now it's in the middle of the park. Kaba takes their time though and then gives Inryza a chance to get back in. Kaba trying to get the drill play. Inryza touch in field, but Kymir waiting in net, able to handle it. Back pass from Kymir to Bolts. Bolts, another community caster in the Indy Gaming League. So if you haven't, make sure to go check out their channel as well. Eclipse sending this one towards the net, but it's dealt with easily by Kymir, who sends it downfield. Oh, but that is a miss from Kaba. Firefox is able to get the save, and a block from... Actually, no, it didn't get blocked. Just sent high by Wildcard. Bolt's gonna look to transition here after winning that challenge. Trying to get it around Kaba, but they are able, and they're gonna get it, and they're gonna pick it up on the ground. But the touch is just a bit too far away from them. Inryza with the air dribble! Oh, he's looking for the top corner. But he clips there with the save. Kaba forcing it through one. Can they transition here and grab a second goal to equalize? Cliff's trying to get the pass back in field. Kaba almost blocking that one to prevent the clear from Kymir. Kymir to the infield. Oh, and it's off the crossbar from Inryza. Bolt's gonna pick it up, try to make another chance happen. Also inside, Kymir's gonna be there. They pick up their first goal of game number 3. Bolt's on a playmaker medal now. 3 unanswered for Wildcard after Radiance White picked up that early goal off the Wildcard team own goal. Radiance White really need to get the offense going now. Reza picks this one up, looking for the dribble past Eclipse. Couldn't quite get the flick on, but Kymir is going to come in and beat Eclipse to the follow-up. Firefox. A good idea to pass it infield, but nobody streaking downfield to connect and get a shot off. Bolts to Inryza. Sends it to the middle. It's cleared away. Good catch from Kymir. 50 with Eclipse. It's still going towards that. It's off the backboard. Oh, Kevin can't get it. Neither could Kymir and Firefox able to get it towards midfield. It's a good flick over one. Kymir's there with the save, though. Radiance White had a little spurt of possession in game number 1 where it looked like they were seriously threatening and might be able to get some shots off, but we haven't really seen that in game number 2. Really, game number 2 has been all Wildcard. Looking for the slightest of redirects to give that shot a little bit of extra power. It ends up going wide instead. Oh, and Bolt's gonna add another goal involvement. First they pick up a playmaker medal, then they pick up a goal. The double commit from Kymir and Inryza going straight to Bolt, who redirects it towards the net. 4-1 for Wildcard. And they look to be going to match point. Firefox sending it to that left side where it's picked up by Bolt. Maybe put a 5th one in. It's in front of the orange net. And Bolt gets a brace as well. That shot, I think... actually, I don't know who it came off. Oh, it came off of Kaba. Drove backwards to try to clear the shot, but could only put it into their net. 5-1 for Wildcard. And even despite the that the last one came on a 0-second goal, a 0-second own goal at that, really spoke to the dominance that Radiance White, or that Wildcard exerted on Radiance White. Radiance still had 5 shots compared to Wildcard's 8, but it really completely felt like Wildcard was in control, had the more threatening shots, always had somebody there when those passes were set up in front of the net. Whereas Radiance White didn't really have that. They weren't able to set up those infield passing plays. And a lot of those shots just came like not super threatening positions. So here we have it, game number 3 between Wildcard and Radiance White. Wildcard looking to go 2-2 for the circuit, looking to break even as they still try to sneak into those playoff spots. But can Radiance White pull off the reverse sweep? It'll certainly take them getting their offense going because they've only had 1 goal between these 2 games. That 1 goal wasn't a spectacular own goal from Wildcard. So it'll take them getting their offense going and stopping the Radiance offense, who has scored 8 goals between these 2 games. Oh, and Ryza setting that one on net. And I think that was Eclipse, just barely could not get behind it to keep it out. That was Eclipse. They went for that corner boost, ultimately sent them just a tiny bit too wide to not block that shot. Wildcard, an early first strike over Radiance White, and I'm sure they're going to be able to build on it. So Radiance in trouble already. But what can they do? It's very close from Kaba, just a little bit too late to that back post. But that is the kind of movement that we need to see from Radiance White. We need to see those passes coming towards the center and then have somebody there to latch onto them as well, because those passes are no good if you can't get anybody on them. But that's what Wildcard has been doing phenomenally so far, getting those passes infield and being able to have somebody there to latch onto them. Oh, and Ryza dunks Eclipse, but Eclipse still stronger there. Bolts gets it on target, but it's a close save from Firefox, and Eclipse booting it further downfield. 50s in Ryza and wins it. It's off the back wall now. Oh, Kaba's gonna find the top left corner after that scramble in front of the orange net. Firefox sent that one in the middle. And Ryza stuck on the wall there and couldn't get there barely. But that's exactly what I was looking for. Those passes in field and somebody there to latch onto it. Kaba earning Radiance's first goal. A first actual goal, really, of this circuit, if we don't count the own goal. But if Radiance keeps it up, I'm sure that they'll find a couple more and pull a game, if not 2 or 3, back on this Wildcard team. This defense looking a little bit shaky from Wildcard. Radiance able to find some space in between these players. Firefox going to turn on this one. Pushing it wide where Eclipse was waiting for it. Oh, that one's over Bolts. Oh, it's a great demo on it, Ryza, and Firefox is there. They're going to get a goal. 2-1 for Radiance White. A huge play from Eclipse there to set it towards the middle and get the demo. The tides seem to be turning for Radiance White. Firefox, good pass infield. It's awkward for Chimere, but they are able to turn around as the follow-through was not coming quickly from Radiance. And now they're going to try to break away. Go down the other way. Demo for Kymir. Bolt at the front post. And it's 2-2 between these two teams. Just about 2 minutes left to go. At this match, back and forth between Radiance and Wildcard. Which of these teams can come out on top? Oh, it's a well-worked play from Wildcard, but a demo at the very end for Firefox. No! Oh, no! Oh, a triple commit over onto that side. And a double whiff from the Radiance defense gives Wildcard the go-ahead goal here with 1:46. But Radiance has still looked good. The defense not quite where it needs to be, but the offense starting to heat up. What can they do? Well, that's super confusing. Kava's got a gold like decal on. It looks like they're on the orange team. That's super confusing. Oh, backflip from Kava and a whip from Kymir. It's gonna allow Ryza to come in. Bolts is up. It's gonna be wide. Kava taps it to Firefox, who sends it to the sidewall. Able to get it past midfield, but Ryza waiting off the back wall. Decent play from Radiance White, but they're not able to get a shot on. Kaba a little bit too late to start challenging that, so Ryza wins the 50. Kymir's trying to send it back inside. But it's still going to go towards that orange back wall. Firefox to the middle. Kaba not able to get there. Passing play between Bolts and another player. Oh, and Kymir picked up that one, but they're so close to being able to get it in net. They'll commit from Wildcard in the corner. 20 seconds left. Radiance need a goal to stay alive in the series. And a forced overtime. It's a miss from Kymir, but it's a miss from Eclipse as well. Firefox off the back wall. Oh, they get a touch, but it's wide. Kava sending it back inside. It's off the backboard. Might fall in front of the net. Oh, it's up with 1 second left. Eclipse to the corner. Kava trying to get the shot. The tap is blocked by Kymir and booted away by Ryza. That is going to be the end. Wildcard picking up the sweep over Radiance White. Well, Game 3 certainly much better from Radiance White. Absolutely much better from them. Because they hadn't scored an actual goal until this game. So it just for that, it was much better. But it just looked better as well. We saw that there was trying to get those passes in field, try to make chances, trying to create chances. They didn't get as many shots on target, but the chance creation was better and it looked better. They're trying to create better chances for themselves, and if they can continue working on that, it'll take some time, but I think if they can continue working on that, like we saw with how Wildcard played, I think Radiance still has a shot to salvage something from this season.